welcome to Where We Learn and a look at the FollowAlong engine. In this video, we simulate the educator in the left window and the student's view in the right window. For educators who want to have some level of control of the delivery of materials whilst in a classroom setting, the FollowAlong engine provides a helpful suite of tools. Your students are on the internet on a variety of devices and you want to guide them through a lesson. We decide on a lesson we would like to deliver to our students and make note of the reference of that material. Highlighting the reference and right-clicking, we can copy the reference code. Now back to our home screen. Into the dashboard, and we select the school toolset. We make sure we're setting this up for the right class and choose the FollowAlong admin button. Here we can see the students in our class, but we have no materials to select yet. So let's set the lesson for the FollowAlong. We go to our class settings. In the FollowAlong tab, we paste in that lesson reference. We update our settings, and via the handy button at the top of the page, we return to the FollowAlong administration. Now we have a lot more materials we can present. In this right window, we're going to be a student joining a FollowAlong. We log into our dashboard and choose the Studies toolset. We check that we're focused on the right class, and then we go into FollowAlong Student. We're presented with a holding message. The admin screen pictured here on the left is in real time sending to all of the students updates. Let's send to our students a quick message to let them know we'll be there in a moment. These messages will appear to all the students logged into your FollowAlong. You can update and change in real time as often as you need. When you're ready, you choose any material from the lesson and it will open in your student's browser. You can select materials in any order. You dictate the pace at which you progress through the material, and when you decide to move on to the next material, everyone is brought with you. From time to time, you might want to pause what you're doing or send out a message to draw back attention. No problem, just use await and all the browsers will update. Turning our focus away from the student and back to you as an educator, it's sometimes hard to manage focus. What if a student minimizes or closes your material to go watch something else on their device? A FollowAlong provides a visual clue as to how the student is doing. Green means they're actively looking at it, and if the screen has been minimized or moved away, the icon turns to blue. You can see under the last date and time a refresh rate, which tells you the last time that browser checked in. After a minute of no activity or not seeing them, the icon turns to red. If the student has closed the window or has had a crash, and suddenly they return to the materials and join in, you'll see the dot immediately return to green. For students lucky enough to have multiple monitors, if they decide to go read email on another screen, the lack of focus is detected and the icon changes to blue. When they return, it goes green again. And if a student has not been seen in over a day, then this student will present with a black dot. The lesson and materials used are still available to the student after the FollowAlong, so can be studied at leisure later on or in review sessions. The engine is device agnostic and there is nothing to install. Students interact with the materials completely independently on their own devices, allowing every student to explore the material in their own way. As the student is logged in, they can make notes on any of the materials for their own review later on. There are loads more videos to explore and tools for us to use. Please explore and enjoy learning with Where We Learn.